WJZ has your first alert weather and traffic on this alert day. Yeah, it's going to be quite a dicey evening, Steve.
Yeah, that's right, guys. We are looking at round one moving out, thankfully so. And round one was already causing problems, right?
Major problems on the roads. But we're doing okay now. Just a few incidents to work around, but wet pavement.
All right, we'll take any break we can get because later on this evening, traffic and weather are going to be really busy as well with heavy to severe thunderstorms moving through the area. There's a live look. So we showed you the view from above on the harbor camera, but this is the reality of the ground view. Not quite as foggy here, but in some neighborhoods, we do have some patchy dense fog out in Carroll County. So just watch it. Your visibility will vary from place to place. But these early downpours this morning will continue to slowly exit. They're on the eastern shore. They have about another hour's worth of rain, and then it's out of here. It's going to turn into a decent day. For a good chunk of the daylight hours, it's quiet. It's partly sunny. It's warm. It's muggy. But then this evening, that's when we're concerned about severe storms. There's first alert radar. Heavy rain now east of Chestertown, right along that US 301 corridor from Kent County in Maryland all the way up to the Delaware state line. You see that area that I have circled? That's our problem here for this afternoon. You see the spin with that? That's going to trigger off more thunderstorms, and some of those thunderstorms could bring damaging winds and even a few isolated tornadoes. Annapolis, you had rain on the last observation. Easton, 64 and rain. The sun coming out in Hagerstown, 62 degrees. It's a first alert weather day for the evening hours. So again, we don't want you to be fooled here. It's going to turn into a pretty good day. That's the time to get things done because this evening, that's when we can see some damaging wind gusts, some hail, isolated tornadoes, and also very concerned about flash flooding. We could see 2 to 4 inches of rain in some areas here in a very short amount of time. How does that impact the O's game here for this evening? And of course, your all-important weekend forecast from storms to sunshine in the minutes ahead. Good morning and welcome back. It is 6:12 here. It is a Friday morning and we're literally typing on our keyboards up until the very last second here because there's a lot of weather and traffic happening today.
A lot happening, but we are here to prepare you for the Friday drive and for your Friday with the weather forecast.
Yeah, and it's a changeable one at that, Angela. Even in just the 2 or 3 hours that we've been in the building, we've seen heavy downpours. Well, we're seeing some fog. And it's in the mid-60s, very humid outside on the WJZ Outback. But at the ground level, you can see really well. But just step up, 13th, 14th floor of a building, and this is what it looks like. You're in the middle of a cloud here. So it is very humid outside. The good piece of information is those heavy downpours that may have woken you up in the middle of the night are now moving on to the eastern shore. And so we're going to turn sunny and muggy here midday through afternoon. The risk of severe storms is after 4 o'clock. I have 4 o'clock as kind of a cushion room. A lot of our models are indicating more like 7, 8 o'clock, but sometimes these storms get going a little bit earlier. So let's just say after 4, you don't have to cancel everything, but just keep your eye to the sky. Then after 7, I think it turns stormy, and then these storms last for several hours, and these storms are going to be loaded. And I mean loaded with rain. So areas of flash flooding, I think, are a given. It's just where it sets up. That urban corridor, though, you need to watch it. If you see floodwaters here tonight, turn around, don't cross them. And then overnight tonight, between 2 in the morning and 6 in the morning, this is outside of any thunderstorms, there's going to be a period of some very strong winds, 40 to 50 miles per hour, and that could knock down some trees because the ground is so saturated. So a lot of things to keep an eye on. Hopefully the worst of the storms miss your neighborhood, but you just kind of have to plan for the worst case scenario and hope for the best. So heavy rain now moving out of eastern Hartford County. It's now moving along the eastern shore, US 301. I mean, these are just blinding downpours. Turn the 4-ways on, make sure you have the low beams on and that you are driving responsibly. Those downpours should be out of here in the next hour. We've seen some dense fog set up in parts of Carroll County, half-mile visibility. The rest of us here, the visibility is not impeding your morning commute. So that's certainly a good thing, although the roads are wet. 66 in Baltimore right now, 65 in Annapolis, 64 in Westminster. Here's that hour-by-hour forecast. Turns into a pretty nice day. The daylight hours of today are not bad. It's going to be in the mid to upper 70s, be a touch humid, but then you get to 4 or 5 o'clock. There you go. Our in-house model already suggesting that the first storms of the day will start brewing. Here's that important hour-by-hour forecast. I've sped it up to 3 o'clock. So we're up to near 80 degrees. So we have the warmth, we have the humidity. There's 6 o'clock, and this is what I'm concerned about, these storms that develop ahead of the main cluster. So 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock, that's moving into Anne Arundel County. These are the storms that may have some rotation with them. So there is the possibility of an isolated tornado or two. So don't be surprised if we have a few tornado warnings. Just keep an eye, and we'll be with you here, our First Alert Weather team, updating that. In addition to that, we'll have that big cluster of storms with heavy rain and potential flash flooding, and that's not ideal. I know we have the O's game here at 7:05. That may be challenging, so stay with us here at WJZ. We'll keep you updated on how MLB plays this out with any rain delays or postponements. So a low threat of tornadoes, but not zero. Wind damage, a possibility. And then my greatest concern here is the potential of some flash flooding on your corner in Hartford County today, upper 70s before those storms move in. If you're headed to the beaches here, today is not going to be a complete washout, but storms later on. Saturday, you're dodging storms, but also some sunny breaks in between. Sunday is the gold star day with temperatures near 70, no matter what beach you're headed. 623, traffic and weather together. We're looking at round number one moving out, but already the damage has been done.
Oh, yes, the damage has been done. We'll be talking about 95 in Howard County on the roads right now, but otherwise we are getting past some early morning incidents pretty nicely.
Right, and so travel today will be challenging, especially this evening. So if you have any traveling to do through the state of Maryland, I would do it during the daytime hours today, as severe weather will be a problem here, especially as we move into after dark. 7:05, we have a big game. Of course, we have the bowling jersey giveaway here. This is going to be a tough one to get in because the thunderstorms, once they arrive, will be sticking around for hours and hours. So don't be surprised if there's a postponement. We'll see what happens here. And any decision that MLB makes, we will pass along to you for that O's game for today. A flood watch in effect here for 2 to 4 inches of rain and some of those very heavy thunderstorms. And that could come in just a few hours worth of time. So it's an alert day for several reasons. Damaging winds, the potential of severe weather, isolated tornadoes and flash flooding, and also strong winds overnight. So again, if you can just be home tonight, that would be the best place to be, because tomorrow, even though it will be busier in terms of storms in the morning and a few afternoon pop-up storms, that O's game 4:05 tomorrow with the Grayson Rodriguez bobblehead giveaway, that would be a situation where worst case scenario is a rain delay. They won't postpone that game, I don't think. And then showers and storms exiting here by 9 o'clock tomorrow evening. Breezy, refreshing on Sunday with falling humidity, and then just gorgeous weather through Wednesday. Eat that up. That is a good looking forecast Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday.